Alright class, welcome back. We are moving on to chapter 2. Finally done with adding and subtracting integers for a little while. Now we're going to talk about multiplying integers. I have two rules for you, and you guys are going to like these rules. You're going to like this a lot more than the adding and subtracting integers because there's two very simple rules to follow. Alright, our first one, if the signs are the same, the answer will always be positive. Okay, if the signs are the same, the answer is going to be positive. Number two, if the signs are different, the answer will be negative. Alright, that is it. That's our two rules. We're just going to multiply like normal, and then we're going to just either make it positive or negative. Let's take a look at a few examples. We just have simply 4 times 6, and they use these parentheses here. Alright, as a way to multiply, because later on in the book we're actually going to be working with variables, like solving for x, so we're getting away from using x so we don't get too confused. So we have these parentheses, so this is just simply 4 times 6, 24. Alright, just like normal, they're both positive. It's just a normal 24, just like you would multiply. Let's check out these two here. We have negative 5 times negative 8. Alright, multiply like normal, that's going to be 40, and since they are both the same, they're both negative, we're just going to leave it positive because that's our rule number 1 up here. Alright, let's take a look at the next problem. 7 times negative 6, multiply like normal, make it 42, that's our answer, and this one's going to be negative because the signs are different. One's positive, one's negative. Last problem. Take a look at negative 8 times 9. That's going to be 72 when you multiply those, and it's going to be a negative answer because they're different. Alright, that's how you use the rules for those. A lot simpler than chapter 1 with the adding and subtracting integers. Alright, a few word problems. Let's take a look at those. Okay, a couple word problems. We're going to use the same rules as before, but I want to talk about how you can go about recognizing if it is a multiplication problem. Alright, so with multiplying, let's take a look at it. I'm going to give you some tips to help you out. Okay, to multiply, how you know when you're going to multiply in a word problem. Okay, let's take a look at what you're given, what the problem tells you. Okay, so given. We're going to take a look at what's given, and then we're going to take a look at what it is we are trying to find. Okay, so what you're given in a multiplication problem is they're going to tell you how much one of something is. Okay, so I'm going to say one of something. That's what you're given. Okay, you're going to be told the cost of something, how far something went. You're going to be given one of something. They're going to tell you how much one of something is. Alright, and then we're going to multiply to find out the total. Okay, so let me kind of show you how that works. Alright, we're going to multiply to find the total. Let's take a look at our first problem. Here's our first problem. A football team lost 7 yards during each of 5 plays. How many yards did the team lose after 5 plays was done? Okay, let's take a look at let's find our positive and negative numbers first so we can go through and label those. If you're losing yards, that's going to be negative. Alright, during 5 plays, that's just going to stay a positive number. They're not telling us it's negative, so we'll leave it just like that. And here's where I want us to look at what is given. So the given is they're telling us what one of something is. And here it is right here. They're saying that 7 yards during each of 5 plays. Okay, so they're telling us that during each play, alright, each is kind of our key word that means 1. Alright, each also means 1. So they're saying they get 7 yards, or they lose 7 yards during each play, during one play. Okay, that's our one of something. We're given the 7 yards. Okay, and we're told that they lost 7 yards 5 plays, okay? 5 different times. Alright, so that's where our multiplication comes in so that we can find this right here, the total. They're saying 7 yards happens each time, 1 time, and that's going to repeat for 5 different plays. Okay, that's our multiplication. And that may sound easy to spot just by looking at this, but I want to give you these clues when we get into some more complicated problems. So let's just set this up now that we've talked about it. We got -7, and I'm going to do the same thing they did. I'm going to use these parentheses. It's going to kind of keep things separated and help us out a little bit. -7 times 5, we get 35. Alright, and because they are different, it's negative, and that's 35 yards. Okay, perfect. There's our first example. Let's take a look at our second example. The price of 1 rose is $4. What would be the cost of 1 dozen roses? Okay, going back to the given, this one's a little bit easier because they're already telling us our 1 of something right here. They are telling us 1 rose cost $4. Alright, that's the price of it. And to find our total, we need to find the cost of a dozen roses, which is 12. Okay, 12 roses. So $4 for 1 rose, that's going to happen 12 times because we're buying 12 roses. Okay, so we're going to take our 1 of something, which is $4, and we're going to multiply that out by 12 because we're buying 12 different roses. Alright, and both of these are positive numbers. Alright, we got the $4, we have a dozen roses, that's fine. We multiply that out. Okay, we get $48. That's our cost on buying those roses. Alright, there's our 2 word problems. Let's